in the mindset of people, yes, you owe him for a very fruitful life. But on the other hand, look who this human being is.
All right, let's talk about Vince McMahon, who recently celebrated his 80th birthday party. There's a lot of videos and pictures and just media attention. We saw Sheamus, we saw Drew McIntyre, we saw The Miz, we saw JBL, Gerald Briscoe. We heard that R-Truth was there. Oh, yeah. Shane McMahon was there, but there was one person who there was two people, but reportedly one that we're going to talk about that you can definitely add on, Vince. One. I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna give you the baton. But based on the notes here, there was one person.
Raju is wrong. Two.
Okay, I'm gonna pass it over to you. So there was one person, according to the notes, but there's two, and Vince will let you know, that wasn't there and did not show up. And that person is Stephanie McMahon. So it makes sense of why Vince is going to say two, and he's going to explain it to you in just a moment. But 80th birthday party, milestone age. Do you think that the absence was can't put in my calendar, I got some other things to do when it comes to work, or do you think it was on purpose, Vince McMahon? And who, forget Hulk Hogan, when it comes to the NWO, who's this mystery second person?
It's no mystery. His daughter and his son-in-law weren't there. They're one. Those two are one. But his daughter and his son-in-law were not there. Shane was there, which speaks volumes. But Chris, here's the situation, man. You talk about, I swear to God, Chris, this company must be so dysfunctional. Because think about this. Another guy not there, Paul Heyman. Mm-hmm. Another guy there, Michael Hayes. Not there, Michael Hayes. Another guy there, Bruce Pritchard.
He was there, yeah.
So, bro, you're literally choosing a side. Mm-hmm. You're choosing a side. You're either choosing the TKO side or you're choosing the Vince McMahon side. But Chris, here's the dynamic. Bro, these people are working together every week. Think about that. They're working together every week, and there's clearly two camps. Think about that. I mean, my God, you talk about a dysfunctional company where half of the people are going to the former boss's birthday party, and the other half are not.
Yeah. EC3, what is going on with this Hatfields versus McCoy's proportion saga that we're dealing with right now within the inner workings of WWE staff here?
I mean, anything I know would be speculation at best. Short of the two missing, perhaps having obligations to RFK and the Maha movement, I don't want to speculate. I don't like family drama. I don't know what's going on. I don't know their stories. I don't know their narratives. But it is glaring. And obviously, when you choose a public life, people either know things about you publicly or they begin to assume things based on your appearances or your non-appearances. So have at it. I don't know. Why don't we comment below on what we think's really going on?
There you go.
I think there's obviously a family, strife, and that's unfortunate. And I hope, like any good man, that I would just hope that whatever issues there may be that I do not know about, maybe there are none, that do get sorted and they can live peaceful, happy, fulfilling family-oriented lives.
Oh, those days, that's not
Those are
happening.
done.
I am sure when you look at Cena, when you look at Bruce, when you look at Miz, who was there, when you look at Taker, when you look at Cena, I am sure, bro, they are looking at their lives and saying, we would not have what we have if it wasn't for Vince McMahon. Without a shadow of a doubt. John Cena is saying, I would not be in movies. I would not have $1 billion. We would not have what we have if it were not for this man. But on the other side, okay, bro, yes. But look at who this man is. And look at some of the things that this man has done. So, I don't know, Chris. I guess that's the fine line. Are we going to go to this man's 80th birthday because of what he did for us, and in the process, neglect these things that I'm sure many of them know are true? So, like, Chris, like, you know, like in the mindset of people, yes, you owe him for a very fruitful life. But on the other hand, look who this human being is. Mm-hmm. What side of that fence would you sway to, Chris?
It's really a dilemma, Vince. It's really a dilemma, because you've even mentioned it before that Vince McMahon was like a father figure to you, right? Mm-hmm. So even if you think it from a standpoint of, you think he'd just be blacklisted across the board based on, you know, the bodies that he buried metaphorically. And when it comes to stuff like that, man, when I think about it, it's like he was a father figure to you. He was a father figure to a lot of those people. So it's like, what happens if your dad's a serial killer, for instance, right? You're still going to visit him in prison. You're still going to say, man, what you did was just absolutely wrong. I don't endorse it at all. I think you're the scum of the earth. But there's still an oxytocin, a part of me that has that bond with you, that is even willing to see you in between a plated glass. That's how much you mean to me, and that's how much, even that I know you've done the most despicable things, I still want to come and still have that bond with you. And a bond, man, is a really, really, it's really difficult to explain the bond between two people. And that to me is, even if some of those people knew the dirt that Vince McMahon had, it's still that bond that they have with him that is inseparable based on how strong it became over the years. Similar to, like I said, if someone was a criminal, for instance, I guarantee you that if Vince McMahon were to go into jail right now and he was in uniform, serving a very long prison sentence, I guarantee you a large percentage of those people who went to his 80th birthday will go to prison and visit him as well. So oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like, I think because the bond is so strong, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Taker would go and visit him. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Pritchard would.
Do you think it would be a one-off or consistent?
Yeah, but the thing, you have to think of it from this point. If someone has that psychological grip over you as that authority figure, as that person that you, I mean, if you think about it from a standpoint of like cult leaders, for instance, you have someone like a Warren Jeffs who was, he was over the fundamentalist, LDS cult, and he had all kinds of just crazy charges, serving prison time. He's going to be in prison probably for the rest of his life, if not darn near close to it. But he still has visitors. He's still making calls to people outside of the prison and still having prophetic messages to people, and they're believing it despite all the information that they know about it, man. So it's that cult-like authority grip that people can have over people.
Yeah, Chris,
and we
but
know that with Vince, though.
But Chris, you're talking two completely different things. You know, bro, the dude that killed the 4 students in Idaho, Cohenberger. Okay, bro, you know his parents are going to stick to him no matter what. You know he brutally killed 4 innocent college students. You know that, bro. That's a blood connection. That's a blood connection. These people are, oh, we owe our life to you because you made us X amount of dollars. Bro, to me, those are two totally different things.
It's not, though. It's not, because someone can have a cult-like attachment to someone who's in a position of authority. It has nothing to do with blood. It has everything to do with the psychological grip that an authority figure can have on a person. And we see it all the time when it comes to cult mentality, all the time. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that Vince McMahon has a psychological grip on so many of those people.
I think
because especially if they know that he's done dirt, and we even talked about this, Vince, they turn a blind eye to someone that they know they've done dirt.
It's Manson.
It is, man. It's helter skelter all over again, man.
Oh, my lights. Hold on. I want to jump in on this.
Absolutely.
Let me just get my red going. Okay. Case by case, like I'm very intrigued. Okay, so throw the party away and going, this cult mentality that he may have over people. Like a cult leader has power over sort of feeble, weak minds. Where
not always.
Think of a not true. Always. Okay, I don't know. I'm asking, I guess.
Because when you have Nexium, we have the Nexium cult with Keith Raniere. Like they were top level people that were going to this club, and they were like big executives, very paid, and they were very, very well off. And he was able to get to the point where he was branding his initials on people. That's usually one of the biggest myths when it comes to joining a cult, that the mind, like it's usually the widespread belief is that someone who is a lower SES kind of soft white underbelly type of mentality or type of lifestyle, but that's not always true. We see it in the media of the people who are the outcasts, and that's why cult leaders tend to become fertile and love bomb those people. That's the reason why they go to college campuses a lot. That's one of those, because they're vulnerable, they're fertile, and they have a stronger ability to be influenced. However, there is a dynamic when it comes to cults too that can absolutely affect people with higher executive statuses.
Well, thank you for teaching me, because I was going by the myth of what I thought I knew, but now I just done learned something. So my one thing would have been, though, to that point, if it were me, like to the prison scenario and the visitations, now I can see, because like Vince said, connection and the blood connection, and there's definitely the mutual connection they would have, but there's also relationships, and relationships can end. So party one thing, prison for murder, serial killing, a visitation to honor the relationship and its end as a one-off, where blood connection would probably go back multiple times. That's just where my head was at. But you kind of threw my argument into the psychological grinder and spit it back out. And now I got a whole bunch of stuff to process. So thanks.
Especially if Vince uses his phone, time to call one of those old wrestlers. Like, hey, pal, how you doing?
Hey,
man?
Mark.
Just thinking about you.
Mark.
Yeah, just thinking about you. And then there's a reaction that you get by hearing a Vince McMahon call. I don't care where you are, and hey, man, I'm out here, man, not feeling the best, man. I need some company, man. Come visit me, pal.
Yeah, the the Texas Syndicate really it took me to school.
Yeah, exactly, man. All right, Vince, I'll be there, man. All right, come on, hurry up, pal. You know what I mean? So that's.
You ever make a shiv? You gotta melt the silk. You gotta sharpen it with.
Yes, indeed. Great combo, fellas. All right, we got EC3. We got Vince Russo. I am Dr. Chris. This
real
is
fast because as an outlaw, I'm gonna have to hang the hat up. So
man.
I won't be here.
Sorry, man.
For a minute. Oh, hey, it's okay because I got some. I hate that people say big things coming because everything is like that means you're not doing anything. We're working on some things, but I wanted to share something before I left. Okay,
yes.
Especially based on today's conversation, because like wrestling blows, right? So I was writing this the other day, and I'm just gonna reaffirm it so it makes sense to the audience. But dude, wrestling is kind of the best. It just blows in the modern instances, because I could see it in the seminars, and I could see it in the indies. I could see it in these conversations. I see it on TV shows. I see it on indie shows every weekend. The performers, and now I think the fans too, I want you to think about, have been relegated to thinking for in a niche crowd, in a subculture echo chamber that's fantasy cosplay, and they like to get involved in this low quality noise. But why we are here, why we are outlaws, why you're watching this, when wrestling is done right, actually done well, it's a symphony of blood, sweat, soul, and story. A perfectly calibrated performance where charisma, narrative, physical artistry, and real human emotion converge in the ring. And the crowd, you, the watchers, you guys lose your shit because you believe. Because you don't just believe in the match, but you believe in the performance, the culture. So, I don't know. I thought that was a nice way to say it.
Hold on, I gotta give you applause for that. You know what the sad thing is, though? I love what you just said, bro. I swear to God. And it was so eloquent and poetic and beautiful. But here's my concern about what you just said.
Yeah.
It just seems to me as the years go by, we are getting less and less and less and less of that. And I don't know if we are at the point of no return where that could ever be reversed.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Good point.
I should use it as a catchphrase. Anyone else use that?
Very nice. Take that, Cena.
Yeah.
Very eloquently said, my friend. And I do want to say, as we go out of here, man, and as we take our final goodbyes in this saloon. This past 3 years that's been working with you, man, it's been an absolute pleasure. You are an incredibly intellectual mind. I love talking to intellectual people. It lights me up having intellectual conversations. I love it. I love it. I love it. You are that guy. You are that dude. You are successful. You are the man. And I'm so blessed to have developed a strong friendship with you over the past 3 years. I never forget, man. You told me, you said, man, if I had a wedding, or when I have my wedding, you'll be one of the bridesmen. You know what I mean? Or one of the groomsmen. Yes. You said groomsmen, but just for craps and giggles, man, we'll wear a dress on the other side too. So, yes, indeed, man. It's been a pleasure working with you, my man. And this isn't goodbye. This is see you later, Mr. Intellectual prowess of a man called EC3, man.
And I just want to say this before EC3 goes. I am not sad because thank God I am blessed to do a show with my friend every single week that we both love. We both grow with each other. We grow the audience. And seriously, bro, if we did not have our show, I probably would be crying right now. I'm dead serious. But thank God, bro, we have our show. And I'm just telling you guys this because If you want to continue to see EC3, you're always going to see him on russosbrand.com every single week. Thank God for that.
Yeah,
take us on, Meese. What you got, my man?
No, like that was very kind. You guys make me better people. I think the one last thing, people are like, is this Lord of the Rings? Will this ever end? Yes, right here. Reason I got to meet Dr. Chris and hang out with Vince Russo is a weird time in my life where I woke up and I said, no matter what happens today, I'm just going to say yes. And like 20 minutes later, bing, you get this email, Vince Russo, who I've talked to in the past, but not with like frequency. Hey man, want to run something by you. Do you ever have an interest in doing a podcast with me? And I went, no. Yes. Send. And now here we all are together.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Don't be afraid to say yes.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Yes. On that note, we're riding off on our horses together, man. Very nice. Full circle moment, ladies and gentlemen. We got Vince Russo. We got EC3. I'm Dr. Chris. This is the Wrestling Outlaws. Have a good night, everybody.